Okay, we should be live and welcome everybody back to my channel, Intuitive Insights in Tarot. With me, I'm Scott, and today I have Frank joining me once again to tell you all about the miracles of Asea. Hey Frank, how you doing?
I'm doing really good, Scott. Thank you.
Let me fix this. Get a side by side here. There we go.
Hi, guys.
Hello to everybody out there who's watching today. Thank you for being here. Starting really good, Scott. Let me turn down the volume. Okay, I'm making sure I got everything going here. All right. Well, nice to see you again, Frank. How's everything in your world?
Really good, Scott. Really good. Thank you for asking. Um, it's a little bit colder here than it is by you. In fact, we had a good 12 inches of snow in Colorado last Thursday.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the news. That and you don't usually get snow like that, do you?
Well, actually, the spring snow, March and April, is the heaviest and largest quantity of snow. So it's typical, but not that much at one time. The mountains got like 3 feet. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, and over here it's going to hit over 100 today. The forecast is for 101,
Oh, dear
and
Lord.
right now I have some workers installing sprinklers on my roof. So that's a trick we do here to keep the house cool. I
Wow.
had one up there that I'd put myself. I went and bought a sprinkler, like a lawn sprinkler, and then I stuck it out on the roof. But over the past couple of years, it's broken down. So let's say first, let me remind people that I am available for private readings. And right now, if you're a first-time client, if you've never had a reading with me before, I'm offering a special offer of $65 for 1 hour. Okay, so just visit my website. It's in the description. And a little bit later on, I'll be taking your questions for the cards if you have any. In today's show, I'm not asking for any any money for myself. We're here to talk about ASEA. This is a product that will definitely improve your life. If you have if you're over 35 and if you're 60 like I am, closer to 60 like Frank and I are, then you'll find you have regular aches and pains and exercising is hard. And I can tell you without a doubt, since I've been using the ASEA, I feel younger, I feel healthier, I have more energy. I haven't been able to exercise as much here recently because of the heat, but I got out the other day and I did a 3 mile walk, and I can definitely report that it's easier to do the walk. I have I've been putting the gel. I put the on my feet before I walk because where I walk, it's a cement path, so it's hard on my feet and it really starts hurting. I think I heard you mention it, somebody mention it. So I started putting the ASEA on my feet and no pain at all. And then after, usually when I'd get home, I'd have to lay down and rest for a few minutes, but I no fatigue at all. So it's definitely helping me.
Hey, Scott, let me just interject with the Renew 28 gel, which is the topical version of the Asea Redox.
Hmm.
So it's used for any type of skin care. There's 50 different uses of it, but for any type of pain or discomfort, there's a golden rule: 3 times in 5 minutes. And I'll tell you,
Uh,
I have bone on bone joint discomfort. I won't
Hmm.
use the terminology for safety purposes, in my left knee. And I don't I don't use anything else anymore but the Renew 28 gel. Unfortunately, I use probably 3 tubes a week, but quite honestly, it's the lesser of all evils in my mind, and I know it's doing my body good.
Yeah, that's something I was surprised about. I thought it was just for skin, almost like a cosmetic. And I do use it on my face, and it. I told you about this rough patch of skin I had here. Definitely cleared that up. But that's what I found really amazing is that it helps with like internal things. Um,
Let me share a little quick tidbit too. So yesterday, my dog Luna was whimpering and limping. Her back paw, something happened to her back paw. Boy, I lathered a hand, not a handful, but about a 2/4 sizes of the gel, and I all up and down her leg and on her pad of her paw. Within 10 minutes, Scott, it was like it never even happened. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
thank you. I'm so happy. So for animals too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it works for any biological system. But what I was saying is like I had like a sore tendon in my wrist and I put it on that and it cleared it up. So, I just find that amazing that it helps with things like that. Speaking of dogs, uh,
That's Luna. That
yeah, yeah, I see. That's a beautiful poodle, right? It's a standard
she's a
poodle.
poodle. Yeah, she's a standard poodle. She's a
Yeah,
tough
so
little sucker too.
Sandy got spayed on Friday, and that was kind of hard when I brought her home. Uh, she she just made this high-pitched whining sound the entire day. It stressed me out so much that I had a reading later on that afternoon at 4 o'clock, and I was so stressed out from listening to my dog whine all day that I rescheduled the reading because my I was just stressed out. But she's doing fine now. I took her yesterday to change the bandage, and this is what I was going to say. So she's got this little scar, this incision on her stomach, and as soon as the bandage comes off and the stitches come out, I'll be putting the Asea on that too to help that heal. But she's doing great.
I'm so
Oh,
glad to hear that.
I wanted to tell people I made a mistake. I said that when I was asking for donations. By the way, thank you to everybody who helped me, especially Caroline gave me a donation that covered everything. And but I'd said that it was $35 to spay my dog. That's wrong. It's more than that, but not a lot more. The reason I got it wrong is $1 is about 35 baht. So so three was it 3,500 baht is about $100. And I got it switched around. I got the 35 switched around. So anyways, it was about $100 to spay my dog here. And I just want to thank everybody who bought me coffees and donated for that. That really helped. So thank you for that. How much is it to spay a medium or a small medium dog in America?
It was when I had Luna cared for after she gave birth to her 6 puppies last May. I said, "Ooh, I can't go through that again. I gotta get her taken care of."
Yeah.
It was about 300 here, Scott.
Okay. So that's not it quite as bad as I thought it'd be. But anyways, Sandy's doing great, and want to thank everybody for that.
We have Danya on with us.
Yeah, Dana.
Dana,
Hi,
yeah,
Dana.
Dana.
Um, so this is your time to tell the people about ASEA. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So, in my mind, Scott, I really call these the miracle molecules because every person that I have introduced this product to or shared samples with, they all have had amazing experiences and they're like wowed. But, and I'm going to say but, there is a time. So you first start taking, you feel amazing, and everybody is different. Let me just put that out there. It
Mhm.
doesn't work the same way on everybody because everybody's body's different. And I will tell you, you have over 30 trillion cells in your body. And this is a supplement that helps your cells communicate to each other. And part of that communication process is cells that are rogue or cells that are not working anymore. The Asea helps your brain to tell them, get rid of that cell, eliminate it. Well, how do you do that? And this is where the topic of water comes in, because not only is taking the Asea an amazing thing, but to make it work and help your body recover from a detox, because it will detox you as part of the process initially, is to drink lots of purified spring water, filtered if you can, and do it because that you're more beneficial. You know, unfortunately, our water supply has uh, things in there that are not beneficial to our bodies. So taking the ASEA is great because it's helping your cells know what to do, repair or replace. But you got to drink the water to flush it. And so if you're drinking water, you want to make sure you're getting or using the best water supply you can, because the tap, straight at tap, may not be so great and may be adding more toxins that the ASEA has to even work harder. So I've done some research. I personally use a Berkey system that I found to be beneficial because it does everything and fluoride. But I'm curious to what your subscribers, your viewers here tonight, Scott, what kind of bottled water they drink and what do they recommend, or what filters do they use? So anyone in the
Yeah.
chat, please provide your feedback. We'd love to hear for you. And then Scott, I got a question for the cards.
Okay, well,
And that
hold on
question
a
is,
second.
at some point in time,
Hold on a second. Because you mentioned the system you use to filter your water. Could you say that again and maybe spell it?
yeah, it's called Berkey, Berkey.
Mhm.
Um, it's based on a little bit of research. I found that to be the most, it's not cheap, but the most effective. And the filters last a long time. So maybe 2 years on a filter, depending on how much water you're consuming. And what I do with the empty ASEA bottles is I fill up the filtered water because these plastic is just too good to just throw
I
away in the recycling bin.
I know that's funny because we started doing the same thing here. At first, my wife just took the bottle and she took the label off, and she's filling it with water, and she takes it to work. And I'm like, why'd you take the label off? But actually, it is a good idea. Um, so you don't get it confused with your with the one that you're drinking, right? Um,
Exactly.
you mentioned drinking tap water. Does anybody drink tap water these days? Really? I mean,
Maybe.
but I can remember being a kid, drinking from the hose and you know, showers, drinking
Of
straight from the
course.
shower. But it always had this like metallic-y taste to it, and especially in Florida. Florida tap water was far less desirable than I remember. I went to like North Carolina and I got drank water from their tap for the first time, and it tasted like spring water compared to Florida. Um, but yeah, I mean the main thing is fluoride. Like there's no question now that fluoride is not good for you, right? And so I
Ooh,
don't know who still drinks water from the tap anymore.
I don't
And
think many people do. Sherry says she uses the zero water filter on her faucet, and Dana puts a small shungite pyramid in her water, and she says you can actually taste the difference. That's
oh wow,
incredible.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
never
It's
heard of that.
funny. It's funny here in Thailand. There are these big filter places all around the town. So every village, every neighborhood has a place and it has a big filter machine. I always hear it running in the back. And then they fill the water right there and I get delivered. I get I don't know how much, probably 100 gallons delivered once a week. But I and I would never drink Nestle water. That's the worst if you ever tried that.
Well,
But
Scott, do you know that Nestle owns probably 60% of every single brand of water bottle that's out there?
yeah, it's crazy. There's a show on Netflix called Rotten, and it talks about how all these different problems with food, like the avocado wars, how there are people getting murdered over avocados in Mexico and South America and stuff like that. And I just watched a show about water, and yeah, you're right. Nestle is like
They have
an
the
evil
monopoly.
entity. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a they have a well in Africa, and it's a long story, but in the show they talk about how they took over that well, and then these people from a village who don't they have to walk like 2 miles to get water because Nestle changed the way the where they could get the water. They have to cross a major road, and people are getting killed crossing this road just to get water because of Nestle. So yeah, they're evil.
That's just unbelievable.
What is that? Shungite? What is Shungite? Shungite pyramid. What is Shungite? Does anybody
You
know?
know, I think it comes from Russia, but maybe Dana will elaborate on in the comments.
Um, Dana, I did a reading on Asea the very first time I had Frank on to talk about it, and it was amazing. And I was a little bit worried because this was the first time Frank and I had a show where we talked about Asea, and I go, "Okay, Frank, you want me to do a reading on Asea? Because if the cards say it's no good and it's just snake oil, I'm going to tell everybody that." But no, in fact, I don't remember all the reading, but I do remember the outcome being the Ace of Pentacles. And that is like renewing health. Pentacles are about physical body, and that Ace of Pentacles, I could see it as like a human cell that was being fed and made complete. So absolutely, the ASEA, the card said that the ASEA will make you more complete, more I don't know how to say it, like give you the building blocks that your body needs to heal itself.
Yeah,
That was the way I got
it's like
from
a
the cards.
cellular. It's the network with two cell phones. The cell phones have the cells and ASEA redox signaling molecules. In fact, there are several books, Scott. I mean, none of this is by ASEA, by the way. I just recently purchased these three books because I'm going to meet with a
Wow,
doctor next month. And
great.
Redox Matters by Dr. Lee Osler. This is real. Redox cell signaling is real. ASEA just happens to be the only company that has found a way to create the molecules and stabilize them so that they can be shared with consumers. And I'm going to tell you, I've never had a better supplement in my life, and I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, everyone that I introduce this product to feels the exact same way.
Yeah, yeah. You really have to try it to to experience it, to understand what
Absolutely,
we're talking about. And
absolutely.
go ahead.
Um,
Something. Yes.
Dana recommended for you to do a reading on the Berkey filters because she's heard some
Oh,
adverse. Um, So that would be interesting to kind of see what the cards have to say on Berkey. I think that's a great suggestion, Dana. Thank you.
You know, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. So, do you know what glutathione is?
Uh, uh, it is a new hot buzzword that everyone's talking about. Have I done the research yet? No, but I know that Asea redox molecules increase your glutathione.
Yeah.
I need to do some
Yeah,
studying on that.
so, there is a lot of science behind this, and it's kind of hard for us lay people to talk about it. But when I was doing my research on ASEA, I understand it this way. Glutathione is an antioxidant. And so what it does is it removes the, oxygen is actually toxic. Too much, it's like it's actually bad for you if you have too much of it. And glutathione is the thing that stabilizes the molecules. But the thing is, as you get older, it's harder for the glutathione to be released into the body because it's attached to NFR2 molecules. And when you hear the doctors explain this, it sounds so reasonable. When I try to do it, it sounds. But I when I was doing my research on it, okay, so here's the this molecule in your cell, and it's got the glutathione that's attached to it,
Correct.
and that glutathione has to be released, and then goes off and does its thing and corrects the damage that's been done by the oxygen. That's what an antioxidant uh, does. As you get older, it's more difficult for that NFR2 to release the glutathione. Somehow, the way that the molecules are charged, it's the ionization of the molecule.
Mm-hmm.
It allows that process to happen much easier. So your body is getting all this glutathione that's then going through and stabilizing all these oxidized cells. Now, so anyways, that's the best kind of like layman explanation I can give for it.
Hey, Scott, you
And
did a fantastic job. You're relatively new with the product.
yeah,
And I got to tell you, I am so impressed by what the knowledge, and I know you're a science guy, but I'm really impressed that you've done your research. And I mentioned in the comments that, you're sharing from the heart. You care about your subscribers. And it's not about selling or promoting, it's about sharing something that works and that can help people. It's this is not a sales pitch. It's about sharing something that people don't know about. And thank you for doing that.
yeah. I have to say I was pretty disappointed the very first time I talked about ASEA. I what I did was it was before Honey came on. So, a lot of Honey has a huge fan base, and a lot of people they when she's on live with me, they just want to see her. They don't really care about me or anything that I'm doing, which is fine. I understand that. But before Honey joined me, I took like 10 minutes to talk about ASEA for the first time. And people were complaining and like, oh, I got to skip the ad and, somebody else trying to sell me something on YouTube. And yeah, that hurt actually because I I am about the science and I wouldn't be suggesting something or selling something if I didn't know that it was the real deal. So yeah, I did spend my time and I looked at the science and I especially the when people talk about what's it called, the testimonies that people have about this.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
There's
then
a
okay, so I looked at that and that all sounded good. And then I go, okay, well now I got to try it for myself. And you very generously um, helped me obtain some because frankly the cost is out of my my ability to afford. And I understand a lot of people have that problem, because it's not cheap. It's not. Um, but once I used it, so the science sounded good to me. The other people, talking about it sounded good, and then I used it myself. So I can look you in the eye and I can tell you that this is the real deal. And if you have, I mean, if you're over 50, then you need this stuff. It's going to it's just going to make you feel better. And why wouldn't you try it? I mean, just the first case, get a case of it. How much would you have to pay, Frank,
So
for a
in the
case?
States, on a subscription, a case is
Okay,
$130.
but let's say you don't want to, because you're not going to just go straight to a subscription if you've never tried it before. So you're going to order a
Correct.
case and you're going to try it. What's that, about $160, something like
It's
that?
160 plus the tax and shipping. Yeah. So say 180 to 200, depending on where you live and what the taxes are. It could be anywhere from 180 to 200 with tax and shipping.
Okay, so let's say you don't trust me, you don't trust the people who say the science is good, but you just want to try it. So you make an investment, $160 one time. Go through that case. If you don't absolutely notice the change that comes over your body, you don't buy it again. So you got swindled out of $160 and you learn something. Okay. And that's not going to happen. I know that's because this is not a scam. Okay. But it's a risk. You're trying it one time. And
You know,
I can tell you this, that when I finished my first case of it, and I couldn't get it right away because it's harder to get here and everything. So I didn't have it for a little while. And within 2 weeks, I could feel my body going back to what it was. And I was craving it. I was even dreaming about it. So this is like my body's telling me, hey, why did you stop putting this into me and get me more? So
yeah.
so be careful because you will get, it's not an addiction, but once you start it, you don't want to stop using it.
Well, because
It's
your
about
body naturally has these molecules, Scott, and like you mentioned
right.
earlier, as we age and all the toxins in the food, water, and air diminish those necessary self-signaling molecules that we need as a supplement. So of course your body wants it. And let me just add, Sherry says she's still using her Asea in her nebulizer treatment, and she's breathing better and can walk 10 blocks without buffing or puffing. God bless.
All right. Yeah, I was hoping Cherie would give us a testimonial because yeah, her and Matthew are the only two people who these are not just viewers, these are people that I know from my work here. But I mean, I have a relationship with them, and so that's great, Cherie. Now I don't have a nebulizer, and I do have a little bit. I always have this little bit of bronchitis, but
Mm.
I don't have a nebulizer. And but the other day when I was using my Asea, when you don't just drink it like water. It's not a beverage, by the way. So I put it in my mouth and I swish it around. But then I got the idea like suck air in through. So I like put my head down and I make this gurgling sound as I draw the air in through the Asea into my lungs. That way I am getting a little bit of it. I'm trying to get the mist into my lungs. What's that, Frank?
Scott, get yourself a plastic or glass colored bottle and spray it in your eyes, up your nose,
Hmm.
and you'll do the same thing if you don't
Hmm.
have the
Okay,
nebulizer.
right. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so let me get back to Dana wanted me to do a reading on the filter, right?
Yeah, the Berkey company.
So what should I be looking for exactly?
So well, Dana wanted to, what did she say? Let me go back. Um, So basically, she's heard other um information on the Berkey filter. She says not to pop anyone's bubble, but I've heard they are overhyped and they don't work like they say they do. So does the what does the cards in the universe want us to know about that truth about
Hmm.
Berkey? I think that's an amazing question.
Overhyped, huh?
I hope I haven't been misinformed, but I'll research and find what the next best one is at the affordable price because filtering our water, folks, it's just critical because we can't trust the powers that be that provide our water supply.
Well, there does seem to be some disappointment with the way it's worked in the past. That
Hmm.
has, and I think that has maybe caused some people to not use it. It, I would say that they're to do some more research into it, and Dana might be correct about the rumors that are being heard about it.
Mm.
Okay. Um, so yeah, I would say there's some disappointment about it. I mean, I think maybe since it's a five, maybe it's like about half as effective as what they say it is.
Darn it.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe take some of the water that you have filtered from it and have it like checked out and see if like actually have it analyzed or something. See
Yeah.
what's really going on. Um, so
Dana, thank you for sharing that feedback and having Scott pull cards on that because as consumers we don't know all the facts. We know that we're fed a line of BS in a lot of regards, but I'll tell you what we're saying about Asea is no BS, truly. But the thing is, research. Do your own research, and if you guys want scientific information, contact Scott. I can provide it to him to provide to you, please.
yeah, that's the thing I love about this product is that there is tons of science behind it. And but the technology that they use to create the redox molecule is proprietary. So there's not like a diagram that shows you how to make the stuff because then other people could go and make it. So there is some, secrets around it about how it's made. I go
Seven
ahead.
hundred of them.
What the patents?
There's multiple patents, but there's like 700 trade secrets that are involved in the whole process. Scott, if I
Right.
can find a way for you to come to the convention in Utah in September, I I would because we can tour the
That
plant
would be a
and
miracle. I haven't been to America in 20 years.
oh my
So,
lord,
I mean, and it would be pretty bad if I went to America and didn't go home to visit my friends and family there, if I still have any friends in America. I think they all forgot about me. uh, yeah, so, I was going to say is there are some people who are skeptical, cynical, I would say, who say, "Oh yeah, it's all secret. What do they just wave a magic wand over it and it does its thing?" But yeah, no, I mean, they can't just tell you how they make it, right? Because it is the technology that went into it is so complex. I'm curious. The um, ASEA is a company that bought the original like process. Do you know who came up with the like? Where's the what are the origins of this?
So
Who
so the
came up
found
with
the
it? How did they come up with it? I'm curious about that.
yeah, the founder of the company is Tyler Norton. Okay.
Yeah, but he isn't the one who created the process. He bought that from somebody.
Yeah, and I don't know all those details, but I will tell you he was offered several um offers to buy Asea from the big pharmas,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and part of that was to pull back all the distribution that was currently
right,
out there. They don't, big pharma does not want this product available to you guys because it works. They want you to buy their drugs. And
that's
guess
right.
what? Take this one because this one causes a side effect on that one. So Tyler Norton told those buyers, you know what? There is no amount of money that you could offer me that would ever have me remove this for the availability of the public. And I appreciate that as far as values go. What a heck of a man to he's not a sellout, you know? I mean, that says something about the company and the owner.
It's my belief, Frank, that this molecule that's in this water is of divine providence.
Yeah,
I think that this is something that is a gift from God. That is whoever came up with the process that makes this stuff. They were inspired divinely, and I'm
I,
curious to do a reading on that. Like
yeah.
like whoever was the original inventor of the process, what inspired them? How did this substance come to be in the human purview? So let's see.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Okay, the first card is humanity. Oh wow, 10 of cups. I mean 10 of pentacles. Wow,
What does
that
that
is
mean?
everybody. That is all the human beings on earth.
Oh,
Wow. So so much of the world's water has been contaminated by impurities, and this is what people are drinking now. Like most of the people in the world are drinking water that is not healthy for them. So I started off by saying I believe that this was. Let me fix my camera here. Ah, sorry about that, guys. So I said it was divinely inspired, and this is a yes to that statement. And so the 9 of cups, cups are water, and it seems to me there wasn't one person, there was like a team of people that were all putting things together to to create this. The Council of Nine, that's what I get. So there was like a council of elders who divinely inspired humans to create
I'm
this.
I'm gonna research those details, Scott, to find out, how it came to be before Tyler started providing it as a
Hmm.
product. And I because now my curiosity is piqued as well. But I'm aligned with you. I agree that somebody was divinely inspired to create this. And when I call them miracle molecules, I'm telling you that there's nothing short of miraculous about what it does. And what it does differs for every single individual.
This product hasn't been around for very long. Only 14 years, I think. Is that right,
14,
Frank?
yeah, correct.
Which is really just the blink of an eye in terms of like um, medical supplements and just modern history. And things always start off when they're new, they're really expensive. And then as they get more and more factories or however they're making it and more people are buying it, the price is going to come down. Imagine a world where everybody has access to affordable Asea, to where like one bottle, which right now this is like, I don't know, $40 or something for a bottle. Imagine if it was just $5 and everybody could
Gosh,
use it.
gosh, that'd be amazing.
You wouldn't people wouldn't need to go to the doctor as much. I mean, this could eliminate so many health issues. Like you said, it would put big pharma out of business. It would put doctors and hospitals out of business.
So
So
get this, Scott. So my doctor, my personal care physician, in my December visit, told me that he's leaving the conglomerate health care. It's like uh, multiple companies own like all these little healthcare establishments and all the doctors underneath them. His wife was having or had twins in February, and he wanted to take paternity leave to help his wife with his twin babies, and they denied him. So that didn't sit right with him. And I really like this guy. He told me not to take the VAX. Okay, that's how much I like this guy. So he told me, Frank, Google me in February, March timeframe, and let's connect. So I did. He's opening up his own concierge practice. He messaged me on LinkedIn. He is very interested as a concierge physician to offer this product to his patients. What does that say?
yeah, yeah. That's another thing. If the more doctors who get behind the stuff, the more it'll leave this realm of you know like snake oil or something that people think it is. You know,
Right.
um, because some
Anyone have
people,
any questions? I don't see any more questions in the chat.
yeah, like I said, I noticed that people don't like it when we talk about this. In fact, I I debated whether or not we should continue doing these infomercials for lack of a better term because I would have people unsubscribe after them. And I thought,
oh,
hmm, I'm trying to balance. My YouTube channel is a source of income for me, and I want as many people on as possible. But if they think that I'm a flim flam man trying to sell snake oil, then they're gonna unsubscribe. So I decided, okay, it's worth it. If you think, I'm trying to scam you and you want to unsubscribe, fine. But for those of you who listen and actually try this product and it improves your life, then that's why I'll keep talking about it because I believe in it 100%.
you're sharing from the heart, Scott, and that says something about your character. And I would hope your subscribers would care enough that you're sharing something that might be of value to them, or if not them, a family or friend that they know that might need it.
Well, if you're over 35, you need it. But
Well,
I
true.
could understand when you're still young, you can recover from you know your body is much more able to recover by itself. But when you're over 50, it's a lot harder, and you just have to try it for yourself. And if if it didn't work, I wouldn't be talking about it, and I wouldn't be using it myself.
Yeah. Scott, have you met anyone or talked to anyone in Thailand that is familiar or uses the product, even though Thailand's a little bit tricky to get it?
No. I had I had a Thai friend, um, and he's a biologist by education,
Oh
and
wow.
I thought that he would be a great person to be like an inroad into Thailand, but he just didn't have the understanding for it, so he immediately just thought it was a scam.
Did
So
you pass the science documents that I shared onto him?
no, just because I could
You
tell
don't
already that it
leave
just
sleeping
wasn't
dogs
gonna.
lie?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he's yeah, and it's just not Thai people don't go in for things like this. Now, if it
You
was
know,
being sold by a monk who told you that it would get you to nirvana, then they would buy it.
let
A
me talk
monk.
to a couple of those monks, Scott. Hook me up with some monks. No, the reason why I asked that question is because very close to you, I believe, if I got my geography right, but where Asea is really, really growing is Singapore,
Hmm.
Malaysia, and Mexico. Those markets, word is getting out, and it's just booming there.
Yeah,
Isn't Singapore, Malaysia close to you?
yeah. I can practically drive to Malaysia.
Oh
I,
wow.
I can't. I can drive to Malaysia. It's borders the southern Thailand. Um, and then Singapore is just down at the end of the peninsula from Malaysia. Um, but I could definitely understand why Singapore and Malaysia, those people are a little bit more. I don't know. I don't want to say
Is
anything because I don't want
it's
to
a culture?
disparage Thai people.
No, is it it's a culture related thing?
No,
Okay,
I don't want to
no,
say anything because I
no,
don't. If you
sure.
don't have anything good to say, then don't say it. Thai people
Ev-
are wonderful people. They're just kind of stuck in their ways.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, another thing we should mention is how this is a business opportunity.
Well, I didn't start using the product with that in mind.
Hmm.
Um, I did get talked into becoming an associate right off the bat just because the package was more economical than, because you get all this bonus stuff at the beginning.
That's right.
And so I bought December of 2022, but it wasn't until September of 2023 that I had my own personal experiences and had others, like my
Hmm.
mom with her rogue cells, her lungs shrinking,
Hmm.
that I even attempted to promote or move forward with it. And now I'm on a mission from God. I'm like the Blues
Yeah,
Brothers here with this, Scott, because I've never found anything that works as amazing as this product does. So I got to share it with everybody I know.
yeah,
And you know what?
yeah,
They may not be interested right now, but maybe someday they will be. And those that are now sharing with others, they're getting pretty good reception, but it takes a lot of time and effort. And you just plant seeds. It's
yeah,
springtime, we're planting seeds.
yeah. Um, yeah, it does. And I'm I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not a salesperson and I hate doing sales. I've never done sales, like even like waiting tables and things like that. I always hated doing that kind of stuff. But I do have this channel where I can reach dozens of people. And I figured why not, and Frank asked me to partner up with him. And but if you I know there are some people who can have the gift of gab and they just know how to sell. And if you're one of those type of people, and if you have time on your hands, and if you want to knock on doors and cold calls and just really, really, really be a good salesperson, you could make a lot of money from this, couldn't you?
Millions, Scott.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, I'm not there yet, but
there are people out there though who are higher up on the food chain than you or I who are making a lot of money selling this stuff, right?
and and I had like because I too feel like you regarding sales. Like I'm a bean counter. I'm an accountant finance guy. I didn't ever want to sell a thing in my life, but I think you and I had this discussion. I'm not trying to sell. I'm sharing, and I'm
Yeah.
sharing an opportunity to improve your health and your wealth at the same time. And if that's of interest to you, God bless. If not, okay, thanks, thanks. I
Well,
respect you.
I've seen your promotion video that you put on Facebook, and I thought it was excellent. You did you sounded like a professional
Oh God.
pitch pitch person. Um, and you've had a much more powerful experience because you had a lot of issues, physical issues that have been cured by the, I shouldn't say cured, I know, that have been improved by this, and then your mother. So I can understand why you're so passionate and why you want to get out there to so many people. I mean, I didn't have that experience simply because I didn't have a lot of health issues. I've been blessed, thank you God, with excellent health at 60 years old. I never go to the doctor. I never get checkups. I don't do anything. Um, so, but as I said, I have noticed a great improvement. I feel like I'm getting younger. I, 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 I I'm not kidding. I feel 10 years younger with the ASEA.
And you know, Scott, that's the motto of the company: live younger, longer. That's what they attest to.
Yeah. And, and so if you spend $160 and try it, that's a small price to pay.
Oh, let me mention that, by the way, if you spend that money and try it and you absolutely don't find any value in it, there's a money back guarantee.
Oh, really?
The
Well, then what are you
first
waiting
if you
for,
buy 30
people?
day, you know what? I shame on me for not mentioning that or even promoting that because I think that's a
I
really
never heard that
important
before.
facet that, yeah, yeah, there's a money back guarantee.
And there's no way, I'm telling you, if you have these aches and pains and all these things that you get as you get older, and you drink and you go through a case of ASEA, there's no way you're not going to feel better, and you're not going
Better.
to want your money back. Okay, but you have that, you know, if you want to just try it one time, and if or maybe you do feel anyways, whatever it is, if you wanted like a free case, you know,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
why wouldn't you try it? I don't understand.
Well, but maybe some people don't have the financial resources to do that, which is understandable.
Absolutely,
And you know
like
what?
me,
Let's
you
just
know.
manifest that for those that want to try it and don't have the resources, that, Source just puts that financial ability in their path and in their life so that they too can enjoy feeling better and healing whatever it is that is he, ailing their bodies. I lift those up, that prayer up for everyone.
And I'm not even asking you to buy from me. I don't put my ASEA link in the description. It's yours, Frank. I do have an ASEA link in my website if you want to go there and you buy from there. Um, but if you are interested, I want you to purchase from Frank. Frank's information is in the description. I even have your phone number in there, Frank, so people can call you.
Wow, I really truly appreciate that. And you know, and it's not just buying from me. I become your support person. If you have questions or you need help, that's I'm your sponsor.
Yeah.
And that's part of being on this mission, is to help people promote healing. So thank you, Scott. That is, I wasn't aware of that. And I really, really deeply appreciate that.
I got a really good. Okay, I do want to have some time here to take questions from the viewers for anything that they have to question about. And Dana just sent me one through my coffee app. She bought me a coffee, a couple of coffees, and she says, "Hello, Scott. A lot of people are not paying their federal taxes." This guy. And it's funny because I heard this recently. I might have been on like a mainstream news program where they're talking about this. A lot of people just said, "Fuck it, I ain't paying, I ain't filing anymore." And she says, "I have a property tax that is due." Now, see, property tax, and I'm not good at this stuff, but property tax and income tax, those are they totally different? Does the IRS handle that too?
No, the property tax is part of your county or city,
Hmm.
and so that isn't the IRS. It's your local community government. But
Hmm.
yeah, I say screw them all too. To be honest with you, I think you got to pay your property tax for right now.
That's what I'm thinking too. Okay, because so she's asking me about this, and so those that's like apples and oranges, right?
When
And
we
I
going to be
think,
free from taxes? When?
let me answer her first. This is her specific
Yeah,
issue.
absolutely.
She says, "Should I pay it or can I neglect it and not be penalized for it?" Things. Um, so I'm gonna do it like this. What would happen if she didn't pay it? My my left brain is niggling at me, telling me, "Oh no, that's not a good idea because that could get you in trouble." So, but let me ignore my brain and only read the cards.
Yeah.
Okay, the world. Wow,
Two
the
major
world and the
arcanas.
sun. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so this next card is going to be the outcome. This is the important card. You
oh,
better pay.
doggone,
Yeah,
doggone.
yeah. This is something that you can't get out of right now. And if you don't pay, then you're going to end up having some trouble, legal troubles. Okay, but you know what? This is not something that is going to last forever, though. There is going to come a time when you'll be able to break this contract. But right now, uh, just keep paying your property taxes. It's you'd have the devil to pay if you don't. So
Sorry,
that's
Dana.
that's still a that's still a millstone hanging around your neck. You know, I never wanted a mortgage. I never wanted a house. When I was a kid growing up, when I was in my late teens, we didn't have a lot of money. We were poor. We were pretty poor. And my dad had mortgaged the house, and there were bill collectors calling saying they were going to take the house. And my mom, one time, she made I was 17 years old, and my mom says, you know, the phone kept ringing and ringing. She's like, "You pick it up." So I pick it up, and somebody's saying, "You got to pay, or you're going to lose your house." And I was traumatized by this at 17.
Ooh.
So I decided, never ever in my life am I going to even try to buy a house. It's just like a millstone around your neck. That's why it's called I didn't even know this at the time, but a mortgage is a death contract. You know, mort is death.
Yep.
So anyways, you know, I'm a lifelong renter, and I'll never have that fear of having something taken away from my having my home taken away from me. So I don't know. I just and that's what I kind of see here for Dana. You know, you've got this mortgage that now is like a chain around your throat. And I mean it's great. You're a homeowner. I know there's all kinds of wonderful things that come from that, but also you never really own your home too, you know. The government could take it away. You stop paying your taxes and they'll take your house away. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my little rant on that. Let me see. I got some messages here. Let me see who's messaging me. Christina. All right, Frank. Well, is there anything you want to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, as far as readings with the cards, when will these when will the evil stop ruining our water supply? Eh,
Yeah,
Is that
that's what I saw when we looked at the Asea that our water is so why don't we look at like Nestle, just Nestle.
sure, sure, yeah, that conglomerate.
Can you believe that there are Nestle water bottles in 7-Eleven, pardon me, in 7-Elevens here in Thailand?
Oh no,
I mean,
why?
they have plants like in Africa, so they're sucking water out of the ground in Africa. They're stealing the water from the villagers there, making them risk their lives crossing a highway, and they're putting that water in that bottles and what, shipping it over here to Thailand, or maybe they have a bottling facility here in Asia somewhere. And then, and I never buy it. However, I have been given, a courtesy bottle of water, and it was Nestle's, and I tasted it. Tastes terrible. I mean, the water that I get here, my filtered water, is way better than that Nestle water. So let's
I'm
see.
buying bottled water, folks. That's the that filter your own, right?
Yeah, yeah. Don't buy Dasani or Aquafina.
All of them,
What are the
all of them,
other?
Scott. Every single one of them. I'm not sure about Fiji and the ones
Yeah,
from
no.
Iceland.
Fiji is, I think, Pepsi too.
Oh God,
Yeah.
the the consumers just don't know any better, you know.
Okay, so this is a look at Nestle. Wow. They may have been taken over already by the White Hats.
I hope so. Come on, white hats, do
Oh
your
my,
thing.
holy cow. What is going on here?
So, yeah, what's going on?
I I think whoever was the whoever whoever was like the head of Nestle, I think they're in prison.
Oh,
I think they've been rounded up and been dealt with. Hanged man, the devil.
wow.
Hmm.
So
And
what does that translate to, Scott?
well, they they had a deal with the devil, right?
Oh,
And and it looks like that they've been brought down, and the hangman is their punishment. But not only that, I think, and they've okay. Remember, they're probably involved in a bunch of other nefarious things too. All the money that they've made over the past decades, I think, is going to be returned to the people too.
wow.
So I think the alliance, this King of Pentacles is the alliance, has stopped the a lot of their taken out their leadership
And
and all the billions and billions of dollars that they made from pumping water out of the ground and then selling it back to us, the sovereign people. That's going to be part of. I think that's going to be a part of Nasara and all that money that's returned to us. So
come
wow,
on, Sarah.
things like this are happening but in the background, and we don't know about it. And this is another one of the scenes. I always get kind of angry when I hear people say this, but it's true. There are all these things happening behind the scenes that we're not privy to.
Right.
It's like I saw somebody on Facebook saying, yeah, don't eat at McDonald's. That you're eating human flesh. That was true at one time, not anymore. Okay. And I'm not telling people to go out and eat a double cheeseburger right now, but there are still some people who do, and I don't believe that things like that are going on anymore.
I sure hope not.
Not my reality. Okay. I've created a bubble wherein I reside, and in my world, those things aren't happening anymore.
Okay, put your subscribers and me in that bubble, please.
Do your own, make your own, create your own reality.
Yeah, I got to reach out to Honey.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody who was in the chat today, and I mean, I don't know how else to encourage people to try this. I hope you get somebody else contacting you from this, Frank, because I'm like the most you got to lose from it is your the money that you pay for that first case, and now I find out you don't even have that to lose. Go through a case of it. If you don't like it, get your money back. You've got nothing to lose, and
Not
you've got
really.
everything to gain when you start feeling how good you feel from this. That's all you got to do. You don't. That's why I don't even feel like I have to sell it. Just try it.
Yeah. Scott, how many days into it before you noticed something?
Well, it was immediate, but the immediate effect that I felt,
Wow.
I assumed was a placebo effect. Okay,
Okay, fair enough.
because I very much before I started using it, I was already convinced that it was real. Okay, and you know how powerful placebo is, but I,
True.
but really like noticeable things that were better 2 weeks for me. It was really 2 weeks. And it's also when I stopped using it 2 weeks was how long it took for me to start feeling aches and pains and fatigue again. So for me, it was 2 weeks, but I've
Wow.
heard other people say, I think a minimum is like 3 cases, 3 months. So one case will last you about 32 days. And people may not it's true that some people may not notice it, I think, after one case, but it's after 3 cases that you can really be sure it's working for you. So it's up to you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Because everybody's different and has their own experience, so I was just curious what your experience was.
Yeah, like I said, I think there was this initial, my brain's telling me, oh, I feel better, but no, it was and where I noticed it the most was after my walks, my long walk,
Mhm.
my exercise. That's where I really noticed it. And then, like I said, putting the gel on aching like tendons and aching joints and things like that. And I can't wait to start using it on Sandy, where her incision is, to get that to heal faster.
You can put a little bit in her water as long as it's a
Yeah,
glass bowl, Scott,
yeah,
and it'll start working right away.
yeah, yeah. I would love to be able to share it with all my pets, but
I
right now,
know.
right now I'm feeling a little greedy with it. I don't want to share it. It's just how hard it is to get here. By the
Yes.
way, I don't want to run out again. So maybe next time we can order it ahead of time.
Yep.
How how long did it take me to get that last one? Like 3 weeks?
Uh, yeah, I think so.
Anyways, I don't want to be without it again. And even if I have to pay the full price for it myself, I'm gonna find a way to do it because I noticed a huge degradation of how I felt physically 2 weeks after I stopped using it. That was another thing that I wanted to see because I had one bottle because I went through 3 bottles and I had 1 bottle set aside, and I didn't know when I'd be getting more. So I figure I'm going to save this in case I like start feeling really bad or something. Also, I wanted to, it was like a test. How am I going to feel if I
Hmm.
stop taking it? I wanted to feel the difference, and I can tell you that I definitely did feel a difference. All right. So I'm going to go now, Frank. I want to see how the progress is going with my sprinkler on the roof.
All right, Scott. Thank you for having me on your show, and to your subscribers, I appreciate it. And if at some point in time you feel like it might be something beneficial for you, let Scott and myself know, and we're happy to help you really from our hearts, not from our pocketbooks.
Well, if you do, contact Frank first. Go to his contact information, and that'll be great. All right,
All
Frank.
right.
Well, thank you for taking your time to share your passion with people, and I know I can feel it from your heart that just how passionate you are about this product because you've seen such a dramatic effect on you and your mother.
Yeah.
So as for me, I don't have health insurance, so this is like my health insurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Thank you once again, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.
Bye now.